Hey, I want to do a quick market update today. It is Tuesday, July 22nd. And first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jeff Wright. I'm with Fish Creek Capital, president and founder. We focused on dividend growth and dividend growth investing for long-term portfolio. We love helping people do that. So we're right in the middle of earnings season. A lot of big earnings are coming out this week. One of the big ones will be Tesla tomorrow. That'll be Wednesday after the close. It'll be interesting to see what Tesla does. You've got the EV rebates that are going to go away. That'll be coming up soon. So could that push, some car sales forward if people are wanting to try to capture those rebates now? That's something that could happen. Technically, I've got my charts behind me. Tesla looks decent, honestly. Like it seemed to be very resilient with all the Trump back and forth, over the past month, even couple of months, I guess. Like it just keeps kind of holding up. It is above its 50-day and 200-day moving averages on the daily chart. So that's positive. So yeah, you never know what earnings are going to be. You can never definitely not know what's going to happen to a stock from earnings. Don't ever try to guess that. Don't ever try to play that. But yeah, I think it's been pretty resilient. So it's at 331 around there today, and we'll see what happens with Tesla. Roughly 14% of the S&P has reported earnings so far. 83% have beaten estimates. So I think the economy is much better than the media wants to admit, frankly, So with the indices continuing to rise, I've been looking at certain data and reading other analysts and things. Something just to point out, 10 companies now account for 40% of the S&P 500. So that's kind of crazy. Tech and tech adjacent companies comprise over 50% of the index. And then if you look at from a defensive nature, historically, defensives have been 30 to 40% of the S&P 500. Now they're around 15%. So when you're investing in indices or even indexes or exchange traded funds like the SPY, which represents the S&P 500, you got to keep that in mind. Like it's definitely weighted toward technology now. And so just keep that as mind as the market is at all-time highs. And, what you pay for things does matter. We talk about that a lot here at Fish Creek. Price is important. What you pay does matter. And so as you're thinking about the SPY and how it's what it's composed of now, that definitely consider that. You want to at least be aware of that. So we're in the middle of summer. There's a lot has happened. A lot is in the rearview mirror. It's often a choppy time in the market, but definitely been exciting this summer. We bombed Iran without a hiccup. We've had the inflation is honestly way better than people want to admit. Also, we had the report last week that kind of continues to show that. Bitcoin is at all-time highs. The legislation was passed last week that supports crypto, and that's looking positive. Ethereum was really on a run this past week. Solana is at all-time highs, I believe, as well. And poor old Jerome Powell, he gets threatened every day with his job, and he is still hanging in there, and the market hasn't fallen apart from that. So there's a lot of reasons to be positive and bullish and excited about the markets and where we're headed. And there's also some reasons to be careful. So you do want to remain on guard, but we here at Fish Creek Capital, we're just sticking to our plan of investing in good companies that are growing. We love companies that are distributing cash back to their shareholders in the form of dividends, especially dividends that are growing. Companies that are growing those earnings and growing their dividend that's being paid back. So want to make sure you have a plan. You want to make sure you stick to it, and you want to make sure you follow it. We can help you do that. Message below if that is of interest. And thank you for watching.